Hello, this is Balico Patch, and welcome back to another episode of Sunless Sea Zubmariner. And today, I think is the day. Today is the day we are going to go get our submarine. I've got a fever. It's submarine fever. There's nothing holding us back. We've got the plans from the Carnet. We just need to take them down to Port Carnelian, which is where there's a slight issue. If we could take a quick look at the map here. The problem is, Port Carnelian is all the way down here. We need to go to Gators Moor, which isn't so much out of the way for the one-eyed stabby man. And then we need to go up to Mount Palmerston to hand in a few things too and collect the Devil S. So I'm thinking this time around we will come over to Mutton Island, Shepherd Isles, Abbey Rock, Fathom King's Hole, see what's going on, down to Port Carnelian. And this will be our first underwater port, which we'll go check out. We will then head up to Gators Moor, hit this one here, and hopefully we'll end the episode around Nuncio, maybe Sea of Lilies. And, well, we'll just experience what stories are there to experience in these new ports we haven't been to. We might be able to pick up a few extra things along the way, but enough chittle-chattle, enough dilly-dallying. We're what, like mid-20s now in the old game, in the old episodes. I think we need to crack on, really. So, crack on we shall. Where am I going? Mutton Island, to Mutton Island. So yes, this is the day. We've put it off long enough. We've established ourselves. We've got a little bit of moolah coming in, a little bit of monies, but not enough to be able to buy the next big upgrade, which really is going to be for the ship. I think once we've got the ship sorted, we can then look at getting guns. With the next ship, I believe we can have a forward gun, and that's when we can really. Oh, hello. Hello. Come to me. Almost there. Just gotta aim at him. Boom! That's all mine. It's all mine. What's that take us down to? 47. Not too shabby. What we got here? Butcher it. We don't really need supplies right now, do we? I suppose we could take it. I think it only takes off hunger though, doesn't it? So no, we'll go for that and get some fragments. Nice. Get some fragments. So yes, it feels like we're making progress now, and it's funny how having money in this game can really affect how well you get on in it. You wouldn't have thought where there's a lot of different variables that money would be such an important part, but until you get to the point where of having a powerful ship, having powerful guns, you are just really sailing around and looking for the approaching Mutton Island. Is there something in the air today? A restless breeze. It's probably nothing. The ship slides into dock. Has something changed on Mutton Island? Let's see. Oh, we're being watched. Turn the helm and flee across the milk bright sea. We can do that. Does this mean we're going to drop the nightmare? Yes, we are. We've lost nightmare strength. Awesome. Oh, but we gained a terror. That's okay. That's okay. And we've lost our restful nights. Is that it? Are we done here? Sorry, much too busy. A royal visit. Mutton Island bustles. Villagers scurry on countless errands, and the smell of baking fish wafts from ovens. Locals touch up the whitewash on their cottages. Bunting crowns the village. Down on the shore are band practices, and beyond, among the rocky shoals around the island, drownings begin to congregate. The Drowning Kings come in, maybe. You manage to get a few moments' attention from the custodial chef. It's chef, not chief. Although, arguably, they're the same thing. It's the fruits of the Zee festival, he tells you. The 13th. 30 were promised, 30 delivered. Now his complexity comes to visit our fair island. He turns to a hurrying fisherman who struggles under a mound of bunting. Is that all there is? More bunting? He screeches. More bunting! You'll get nothing from Mutton Island at the moment. So we've lost some terror, which is great. We've got a Zee story and an intriguing snippet. But what does it mean? Quaker's Haven is over. Is the festival over? Sorry, Quaker's Haven is quiet. Is the festival over? Well, we've got something's going to hurt us. Where is the chimney smoke? Where are the people? Has something changed on Mutton Island? Okay. But it's not like I've left the island and everyone's just disappeared. Is that right? Mutton Island rests silently under the false stars. No smoke rises from the chimneys. No feet tread the streets. No ruddy-cheeked locals trade rustic aphorisms on the jetty. What has happened? Well, I suppose it all really hangs about the pub. So let's go check out the pub. It was the heart of the village once. Most of the brass is still hung on the beams, but now they are joined by an incongruous studding of barnacles. Behind the bar, the floor is littered with empty bottles. You test the beer kegs. Also empty. Oh, that is a tragedy. That is a tragedy, I tell you. The cellar is flooded with 3 feet of sea-water. Drowned rats float slowly across the surface. Ah, good thing the beer's empty. Probably not that good. Probably not that good. I guess we'd better check the village next. So, you wander through the empty, winding streets. Seaweed hangs from the windowsills. Thatches are sodden. Drenched bunting hangs limply from the eaves. You check house after house and don't find a soul. The carpets squelch underfoot, oozing sea-water. The curtains drip. No valuables have been left behind. No jewellery, no heirlooms. But there is still cutlery in the drawers. Plates and bowls stacked in the damp, stinking cupboards. Something rattles in a coal scuttle. You tip it over and a crab crawls out. It peers around, clearly lost. Anything on the shore then? What's on that beach? Shoes litter the length of the shore and bob in the sighing surf. We'll get there sooner or later. Sunday best boots, solid farmer's shoes studded with hobnails. Small, neat children's shoes with gleaming buckles. Wherever the inhabitants went, they went barefoot. Well, this isn't looking good. Let's have a look on the hill. If there's been like a tidal wave, then being on the hill would be the best place to be, surely. A hunched shape looms on the hilltop. Oh, see? That's where they all are. It's all going to be fine. The hill is strewn with dead fish. Silvery scales shine under your lamp. Glassy eyes glint. You come across the old wellstone and peer in. The water is high. A salt reek rises from it. On the hilltop, a wicker figure stands. When it was built, it must have been 10 feet high. Now it's slumped and sagging. The papier-mâché of its skin has sloughed away, but it still wears a knobbly crown of coral. Right. So Mutton Island is having a party. We've done that. We've explored. Explored everywhere. The Carnet flag flies over Mutton Island. Maybe we should go and well, we need another Z story before we can find out what the hell's going on here, or at least see what all the sailors think about it. So we'll let it go. It doesn't sound good, I suppose. Well, the shops are still open, so that's good. At least the shops are still going. Okay. Oh, the weight has lifted. Your dreams have passed. Huzzah! And we've lost some terror for that. Great. So where are we going to go now? Well, let's go down to Shepherd Isles. Maybe something's going on there, which means that they haven't all disappeared. Drownies are congregating. They leave their shoes on the beach. So one would presume they've gone into the sea with, I'm guessing, would be the Fathom King's hold, because he's from underneath the water. But I don't know. Maybe we could skirt past Fathom King and find out at some point in the near future. You'll have a Z story. You'll be able to tell me. Come to me, Gillifleur. Come to me. Come on. As soon as he's in. Oh, he's turning around. Back! Back! Back, I tell you. Get the shot on. Quickly, quickly. Shoot! Oh, we've got his attention now. Load it up quickly. Load it up quickly. He's getting close. He's getting close. Shoot! Did we kill him? No, we didn't kill him. Keep reversing. Keep reversing. Oh, he sees us. I'm going to take a shot. Missed. Damn it. It was about 75% of about to hit him, but apparently not. Yeah, go on this time. What was that? He only hit us for 8. That's fine. We can survive that. We've met its big daddy. That's fine. So we're okay for supplies. Let's let it disperse. So we've got that extra Z store we need in case we do need to entertain what was going on there. We're not going to worry about Shepherd Isles now. We'll go straight down to Abbey Rock. We will pop into Fathom King's Hold and see what's going on there. Maybe we'll find out. Maybe we'll find out. But I don't want to get too diverted from the task at hand, which is to get that submarine up and running in this episode. At least get to one port. It'd be nice to go to one underground port before we finish the episode. But hey-ho, Abbey Rock. Let's see what those ninjutsu nuns are up to. So, Abbey Rock. We don't want to trade supplies. We could watch the convent, I suppose. We don't have any hunting trophies. That'll be when we get the Bella boat. We could entertain them with recent news. I don't feel like that's the best way of using that right now. We don't need anything off them, really, so we'll just see what's going on. Nothing out of the ordinary. Still high-fiving and high-kicking each other, so I think we'll call it quits on there. Ah, well. So where do you want to go now? If we go to the west of Abbey Rock, that should be sufficient. What's that terror doing at the moment? 49. I am very aware that we're not doing the best when it comes to supplies. I don't like not having less supplies than fuel, because if we run out of fuel, I tend to rely on supplies to at least get us a few bits of fuel to get us where we need to go. So I'm hoping we can pick up some relatively cheap supplies somewhere on our run. It doesn't necessarily have to be mega cheap, like 20 echoes cheap or below. I don't mind paying up to 30, but again, I don't want to just go and spend money on echoes for the sake of spending money on echoes. Sorry, start again. Spending money on supplies for the sake of spending money on supplies when we're not mega desperate. But obviously you've got to take into account that not every port sells supplies. So there's so many factors to this game, so many factors. Even so, let's see if the Drowning King knows anything about why Mutton Island is empty. You just thought if anyone's going to know, he's going to know. But here we go. So into Fathom King's Hold. How many Z-stores does he want? Just the one. I can allow that. We'll get our port report. That goes without saying. Now we can get this white molly flower. I have no idea what that is. It wants a scintillac. We're still saving up for scintillac though. We only need 7. It might be the fact that we get some scintillac from Mount Palmerston, and that way we can finish off this venturer guy, because it's a pain in the butt just hanging over me right now. But let's go down to the Fathom King. Let's see if he knows anything about Mutton Island. And it would turn out to be that he doesn't. We can listen to a Shellener envoy. Or Chellenet envoy if you prefer. Or we can ask a boon and get something in return. I don't really want to be filling up our space with unnecessary trinkets he may give us, however expensive they may be. Because we're going to need... or do I? I don't think we're invested in the Chellenet at the moment. Yeah, I think we'll just get the boon off the king. He may give us something interesting. Fuel. Okay. I dig fuel. I dig fuel. Well, that's all we can do here. How does that put us now? 19 to 10. How much hold space do we have? 1. 1. Oh, yeah, we also got to get to drop off the passenger at Gators Morn, which will give us a little bit of monies. Money. So I'm guessing it's just straight down to Port Carnelian from here on in. We definitely don't have to worry about putting our light on for the time being. Fuel is high. Terror is relatively low. In fact, if anything, I suppose we can use fuel up. Especially if we're going to be heading towards Mount Palmerston as well. Whilst we're next to... how much power does that have? 600. We're not taking on a lawn fluke just yet. Just yet. If you're looking this way, my light is off, sir. So we haven't got far to go down. And yeah, as I said, I'd like to see at least one underground port open some more stuff up. I know there's another port right next to London as well, which we can go pop to. We'll probably do that before going back to London, because you never know. Stuff might pop up, which means we need to go back to London. You, Mr. Mustachio, how much do you have? 210. Again, I'll feel a lot happier taking you on when we got the new ship with an extra... Are you stuck? You don't seem to be... Oh no, he's free now. If he gets really close, we could take full advantage of that. I think he'd struggle getting out. But alas, Port Carnelian. You're going to give me my submarine? The hidden workshop. So, complete phase 2. You brandish the pilfered zone of schematics. The engineers cheer. Huzzah! It's been a while since I've done that. Huzzah! Huzzah. They set to work immediately. Your ship is docked at the workshop and concealed beneath a set of awnings. Beneath, hammers ring, drills whir, mechanics argue, reconcile and improvise. From the outside, your ship looks largely unaltered, but inside, new pipes gleam. A satisfying lever stands by the helm, surrounded by an array of mysterious gauges and dials. This extends to the shell hull, a weary engineer explains. Don't pull it until you're out at Z, eh? The fierce philanthropist offers you a sherry. I sound pissed. We've done it, she says. To your new journey, sir, wherever this may lead. If you trade this ship for another, your chief engineer will automatically apply the submarine conversion process to your new vessel. Future captains can obtain a submarine conversion by returning to Port Carnelian. They will not have to repeat this quest. Awesome! Press T to turn into a super duper flying machine. Right, so what can we do? We can go to Myrtleroyd's Imperial Tea Shop. We're not that high at the moment. We don't need to do any of that. We can pan for sapphires. I'm not too fussed by that. Oh yeah, we've got our spy on board still. We can afford to drop him off here now. Do we do that? 45%. That's not bad. I think it's a high percentage on what we get in the Carnet as well. Don't really want to be upsetting the Carnet just yet. And it means that if I take this coffee to the Carnet, I might be able to charm them a little bit more over the next few run-ins there. So let's drop off the spy here and see what goes on. So, please. Your agent vanishes into the Carnelian crowds. Within the week, they will have found lodgings, friends, rivals and victims. On subsequent visits to Port Carnelian, you will be able to grow your network or tap it for information. As it grows, you may be able to affect the balance of power in Port Carnelian. Nice. Nice. I guess this means we need to pick up another agent, though, when we go back to London. That's fine. That's fine. Is that all I can do here? Find out what your spies need. To improve the quality of your network, you'll need something. Find out what. Okay, well, we'll do that. What do you need, Mr. Spy? Your network needs something to prosper. What is it? A diplomatic agent. Your Port Carnelian is choked with spies, bewildered surface spies. Earnest spies from London, elegant spies from the Carnet. Splendid spies from the Presbyterian, but there's always room for one more. Of course there is. Or seek another opportunity. Perhaps you can simply obtain what you need to let the opportunity pass, come back later. This will allow you to choose another mission when you come back, usually but not always a different one. It will cost something awaits you. Well, I don't think we're going to be using it on anything else. I want to do this, but we're not going to need that for something awaits you. We're not panning for sapphire, so yes. Let us use it. Spy's desires are capricious and diverse. And that is all for now. Okay, so what's that mean then? Right. So, so our Port Carnelian quality is 19. Nothing. Nothing's changed at all. Great. Thanks. Thanks for that. Okay, well, we'll assist a specialised collector. It seems like we can only do this once we've got our submarine, so let's see what they say. A dappled gentleman lounges by a shoot of flowers, admiring butterflies with a predatory gleam in his eyes. Would you help him find the quarry of a lifetime? With a satisfied nod towards your ship, the incomparable Arulian slips the butterfly into a killing jar. He explains as the vibrant orange wings beat against the glass. You've been beneath the waves, I see. Not yet, but we're going to be. And I trust you've seen tyrant moths as well. Fine creatures, but nothing compared to the regal kin, the mossed moth. Or the most moth, maybe? I know where to find it, and with your ship we can see it hatch. He gazes down at the butterfly, now still. Take me down to the undercrow, and I'll show you something worth preserving forever. As soon as we find the undercrow, sir, rest assured that is where I shall take you. Yes, yes. So, what can we buy here? Fuel and supplies. Supplies are cheap. Supplies are cheap. We've got 4 cargo. We might as well fill up on supplies. I'm happy to do that. So we're back to where we were in London. 17 and 13. So that's all good in the hood. Right. Well. Let's go check out our first underwater port, I guess. This is quite an event. I'm very excited. Very excited. I have no idea how close we need to get to it. I presume we can just pull up to it and then go underneath. Is it worth going underneath now? Should we check out these vortexes from underneath the water? Let's do it. No? An obstruction prevents you from diving. Seek clearer waters. Okay. Now? Oh, here we go. Here we go. Righty. What's going to happen? It's very dark. It's very dark. There's a funny sound. Oh, what's this? Aigul. Oh, this is what we need. Oh, what be you? It's all sparkly. We have... Oh, it's something moving. It's something large. No, 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 no. We'll have a quick look. What are you? A beloved. Possibly doable. Possibly doable if we had a slightly better ship. Aigul, hello. You seem very spiky. The station is pinned to the surface of Aigul. Once it was a roving vessel, the Fortis Kettle, and floated freely from place to place. Now it's stuck on the spines of a fluke rock. Well, this is what happens if you get too close to the big spiky things. So we can bribe the first mate. Well, we can't, so I'm going to Sunless Fruit. If I knew that, I would have picked some up at Port Carnelian. The crew can't show you around. The first mate keeps the hatch keys. They rarely leave the engine room, but they'll come out for Sunless Fruit. Or we can assemble a port report. Well, we'll do that. We'll do that. You gather a description of the Fortis Kettle and a survey of its resources. You scrape away a little of the sealant, the colour of amber and the texture of wax that keeps out seawater where the hull is pierced by the spines of Aigul. You sketch the arrangement of decks and hatches so far as you have been able to reach, but about a population you cannot offer as much detail. The tomb colonist declines to be identified and the travelling postman laughs at you. That's rather harsh. Ooh. Fuel isn't too bad here. Okay, what I'm going to do, for the sake of something we know we can pick up fairly easily, I am going to go up, because that was quite spooky. I didn't like that chittering sound when we first came down. Because we're relatively close to Port Carnelian, I'm going to go back and grab some Sunless Fruit. I'm pretty sure I did see that I could buy it there. I think it's worth 250 echoes, whilst we've got the money to be able to move that story forward. It's something we don't have to think about coming back and doing at a later point. So seeing as it is only just a short jetty there and back again, we shall do this right now. The Carnelian coast. Far to the south, the neat roof glimmers above the mountain of light. Keep away from those bloody birds. Yep, I'm on the right path. But still, that was our first underwater port. Expected a little bit more, to be honest with you, but I suppose once we've got the Sunless Fruit, all will come apparent. So we'll buy one of those. Off we toddle. Back we go. As I said, being so close, it makes more sense to do this now than it is to go halfway around the map to then come back and think, oh, what bugger, I didn't pick up the Sunless Fruit. And I think 250 echoes is what we'd get if we sold Sunless Fruit in London. So as far as monies is concerned, it's not far off. And I can afford it. More importantly, it's the first time I've been able to say that in this playthrough. I can afford it. Right here will do. Beautiful. Beautiful. I'm hoping nothing's changed, i.e. there's no bad things in front of us. It's cool how the music gets muffled as well when you go underwater. But here we go. Let's go bribe the first mate with some fruit. I suppose it's not like they can, you know, do trees or anything down here, so it makes sense. It makes sense for them to want fruit. Right, so let's bribe the first mate. The first mate's features are softer than the average Londoner's, as though they have become part of rubbery man. Their skin is marked in dozens of places with shiny, calcified ovals, around which the skin is reddened. You offer them solace fruit, and they receive it reverently. They don't eat it in front of you, but withdraw through a hatch that is usually kept locked. They are gone a long time, and far off you hear a man's deep laughter. It is a surprising sound in the whispering ship. At last the first mate returns, fingers stained. Oh, he ate it. Right, so we've gained hospitality through the gift of solace fruits. And we have the first mate's sensitivity. I'm guessing that's a good thing. Observe the first mate in research. The kettle was a research vessel. Now the first mate sometimes engages in research on the fluke spines that pierce the ship. This room is blocked by a thick spine at waist level. The spine is a purple-black, but the crew have been working at it with planes grinding away a silvery powder. The powder is collected on mats and sieved through bottles. Our export, the first mate explains. It goes to Station 3, but that is not what we've come for. The first mate touches the spine, and for a time their spirit is absent. Then, from one of their few patches of unmarked skin, they grow a needle-shaped protrusion and snap it free. A memento of what I saw when my mind was with Aigul. You have one Aigul, Needle of Fortis. Okay. And we've observed the formation of spines. Right, so what can we do here? We can consume a Needle of Fortis, press a spike into your own flesh, know what it knows. A little worse than a tattoo, surely. And then it gives us the option of consuming 3 and then 10. A person may embrace a cactus and survive. 3 is more resonant than 1. Right. Well, let's help pack the exports, because that seems to be the only thing which is affected by us something awaits us. So bottles and bottles of silver pounder ground from Aigul spine waiting to be sent away. The tomb colonist hands you bottles, and you nestle them in straw. Don't worry too much if you touch the powder, the tomb colonist says. Looks poisonous, but there's no harm in it. The first mate uses some of it to make the needles and sells the rest. The colonist obviously doesn't approve of the first mate's regret collection, and clarifies with only a little prompting. Maybe I'm the wrong person to ask, the tomb colonist says, but there's no need for wearing the scars of other people's wounds on top of your own. As if summoned, the first mate comes out of the engine room, fresh-spined. Okay, so we've got another Needle of Fortis. Oh, okay. And we've lost 1 terror. Right. Well, let's consume a needle just to see what it does. Now, I'm not one for needles. But the fact that it gives you the option to do 3 and 10 in succession makes me think that there's obviously some sort of advantage to doing it. So we'll just do the 1. We'll just take that little bit of a taste. See what happens. Memories layered with memories. You remember a woman who had persuaded herself into a marriage. She never fell in love with someone else or betrayed her husband or did any of the usual things. She lived a dusty life and wondered whether she even had any appetites to satisfy. Faintly overlying this is the first mate's reaction, pity, annoyance, and a tangle of feelings about a different broken relationship between themselves and the wounded captain. Ooh. And so it thickens. How many times do you have to do that to get up to 50? Does this mean we're going to start learning about the first mate, I presume? Okay, well, as it stands, we'll go back up to full on our provisions and crack on. Do we travel a little bit underwater? See what's going on? Where are we heading to next? The Melting Isles. Right, I'm going to say no because I believe whilst you're underwater, we'll go around a little. We'll go around to our O2 runs out, I think. But I believe whilst you're underwater, your fuel runs out a lot quicker. So we'll just see if there's anything near. And our zoners have been sent out. It's very rocky around here. And it would appear it's not like upstairs, up on the top, whereas once you've seeing what there is with your light or with your view. It stays seen. It's all going all dark around me, which isn't the best. Oh, Mutton Island is this way. Well, head straight this way. The Tide of Teeth. Your bow light illuminates an uncountable school of eyeless, pale fish. Azala pauses, fascinated by their pearly scales. He watches as the fish form silent ranks, rows upon rows of them, like a shark's jaws closing around you. Fight through. We have a 29%. You won't be menaced by minnows, no matter how many there are, or escape. What kind of beasts are these? Not important. Survival is more pressing than taxonomy. That's 45%. Run away, I guess. The rows close around you like daggers of bone, pearly fish battering themselves to death against your hull. You steer widely for a sheltering reef, where your pursuers gouge the coral in their attempts to reach you. A thin filament stretches from the skull of each fish, threading away into the dark towards a single point. Eventually the skull turns its attentions elsewhere. It disappears in the darkness as if tugged away by an unseen puppeteer. They leave behind a single wriggling member of their school, burrowed headfirst into an outcrop of coral, a severed gossamer thread dangling behind it. What the bloody hell? Jeez. Well, that's not very good as far as a welcoming party is concerned. So is anything going to come up by our sonar? Nothing at all. We'll surface. Ah well, never mind. I was hoping for some little sparkly thing to pop on up before the Melting Isles, but apparently not. Okay, well, onwards and upwards to the Melting Isles. And then we'll head straight up to Gators Morn, and I think that's where we'll end this episode. It's going to be a bit of a long one. But at least that means we can concentrate on hitting other things under the water next time. So, Mangrove College. Right. Oh, right. So we've got something else we can do. We can gather supplies as well. Compile a port report. We'll do that first. Oh, we get some supplies anyway. It's very nice of you. Thank you. Thank you. Right, let's do this. An intense stare. There's a gentleman watching you rather closely. He may be mumbling to himself. Okay. The impolite investigator shakes your hand with extreme vigour. Good day, sir. When do we leave port? Can your ship outrun the Khan's best? Not that you'll have to, but it'll be comforting to know that you could. Take his hint. He needs to escape, and you can get him away, or ignore his hint. Well, he seems harmless enough. I'll welcome myself aboard. Where's my bunk? He's one of them, is he? He heads up the plank before you. He continues talking, expecting you to keep up. The Carnelians didn't seem to like me asking questions. Not many people do. It makes me unpopular in most ports, but there's still one I haven't tried. Could you take me to Hideaway? It's beneath the waves, on the back of a gigantic beast. You cannot miss it. Well, again, when we come across Hideaway, we will do, sir. We will do. Alright, so we can eat, drink and be merry. That might be good for our terror. I like to keep it low if we're going underneath. The other thing is to go beachcombing, but, well, bad stuff can happen. So let's, we don't need supplies. Let's eat, drink and be merry. Tart morels and moral tart. The salty tang of seaweed stew, a crawling berry that the locals assure you is a motile plant, not an insect. Eat your fill and drink contemplatively. And we've lost 10 terror. Awesome. Awesome. Anything worth buying here? No. Okay, well, straight up north, I believe. Straight up north. We'll keep the light on. We'll keep the light on. So we'll go up to Gators Morn. We'll finish up there. We'll go and do the stuff we need to do. Drop off the person. Sort out the sharpy pointy blind person stuff as well, which means we're going to lose 1,000 echoes. But at least that means once we've done that, whatever money left is my own, which is a good thing. And I'm sure we'll get something back when we get back to London off the sharpy pointy blind person. So that's nothing too much to worry about. But it's been pretty productive. We've got our submarine. We've checked it out. We've been to our first underwater port. Pirate frigate. Alright, okay, let's bring it on. You don't see me? That's funny, because I see you. You are going down to Chinatown. Go on, run into the ship. Oh, great. Whoa, 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 whoa. Hello. That's it. If you're hanging there, I'm hanging here. As long as we're behind, all is good. That's it. Keep scraping your hut across the iceberg. Or the, well, Coralberg, I guess. It's all good for us. Just stay there. It's fine. All is well. All is well. One. Are you kidding me? Can I ram him for one? Ramming speed! No. Okay, we're just shooting them. Awesome. That should help with our terror even more so. Nice. Oh, 2 supplies and 2 fuel. Oh, we're going to be full. So you better not be anything too nice. Supplies. We can afford to drop the supplies. That's fine. Should we drop them? Captain, what are you thinking? Maybe not. Okay. That was good. That was good for us. That was good. Where are we? We're close to Gaidersmorn. We'll keep the light on. In celebration. In celebration. Yeah, we're handling our terror well as well, which is awesome. We've visited 2 big ports we need to, and our terror's only just a little bit over what it was if we'd have been back to London at 50. So it's looking good for that. It's looking good for that. There is a list of stuff I've got here which we can do, but I figured with us having the Zubmarine now, we might as well check out what's below the waves as and when we can. But hey ho, Gaidersmorn. So. This is... Yes, this is for the person back in London. A shivering corsair with a package. Oh god, they're cold. Take them from me. Take them. Where's my money? Don't you cheat me. Take them, but I want my money. Sigh of relief. Oh, I feel a lifting. It's gone from me. You never saw me. So, yeah, Blind Bruiser, that was his name. Not the sharpie pointy blind man. Don't lose your cargo. That's fine. So we've got an unstamped crate of brilliant souls, and we've lost 1,000 echo, but that means that this 1,900 we have is our own, which is great. We also need to drop off the shady sort. She inhales the hair and smiles. Perhaps for the first time. As I remember it, she remarks. Less mud, more rum. At the winch head, a differential fellow in fustian waits. He bows to the shady sort. A pleasure, as ever. You, he barely favours with a glance. He presses a heavy purse into your hand. Small coins stained with seawater. Salt water. But together they amount to a tidy sum. Nice. So we're back over the 2,000 echoes threshold. Excellent, excellent. We can gather intelligence for our port report. We did lose a crew, though. Boo. That's okay. That's okay. Do we drink? It's going to cost us 50 echo. It would take our terror down a bit. Or we can explore the Morn and risk that. I'm not too fussed about our terror. Let's explore the Morn. And what happens to us this time? A crew of Chelan hunters exchange heated insults with a Carnet privateer. It looks likely to end in blood. Alright. So, we can raise our own flag. The Chenolians are savage ghouls who live in a dead turtle. The Carganians are decadent cowards who can't hold a kingdom together. London is the sole bright light of a civilization in the Neath. Perhaps we should point these things out. Or we could side with the Carganians at 73%. That's not bad. They may be foreign, but at least they're halfway sophisticated. Or we can side with the Chelanans. They may be uncouth, but at least they're brave. Well, we're looking at charming over the Carganians anyway, so I think we'll be allowed one misdemeanor. I don't fancy raising our own flag at 29%, so we'll go with the Chelonians. That's where our odds are with us. Hooray! With battle screams and razor-tipped harpoons and your help, the Chelonians rout the Carnate privateers. The Swaggering huntress who leads them claps you on the back. Well fought! For a Londoner. Come to the Carrion Sea sometime. We'll roast a sea serpent for you. She drops a sword-edged bone into sword-edged bone token into your hand and blows you a kiss. Oh. Well, that sounds like it's good. So, awesome. And I think that is us done here. And I don't fancy buying anything at these ridiculous prices. So that is us done here in Gators Morn, and that is us done for this episode. Next time round, we'll probably hit these two underwater ports here, clear up this little bit of blackness here. Onto Demo, we might be able to bring down our terror a little, up to Mount Palmerston to clear that up, and then probably loop back around to Khan's Glory, get rid of the coffee we've got going on. We might go to the Chelinet now we've cheered them up, and maybe clear up just a little bit more blackness up on this map. But as and when. It's been a good episode. It's been very fortuitous for you, and nothing bad's happened, apart from that one crew. But you know, crew's replaceable. Know what I'm saying? See where I'm coming from? Awesome. Thank you for watching. As always, a like is appreciated, and I will catch you on the next one. Take it easy.